Hi guys, so the last video I posted on this channel was why I was making this channel. So I thought today, as you can tell by the title of the video, I would explain the different types of things I get asked a lot. Because, as society says, I'm not normal. I am normal, I just have one slight difference with me that affects other things. But like other people, everyone has different things that are wrong with them. Well, wrong, but you can't see them. So the different types of things I get asked a lot are normally questions that people don't think through in their heads. So like the little barrier between your brain and your mouth just goes for some reason when asking these questions. I'm just going to say this before I get into it. This is my point of view. I don't know how anyone else thinks. I have never run into someone with my type of condition. But yeah, so let's get into it. So the first question I get asked a lot is, so you can't hear out of that side? Block your ear. And I would just like to say, if I can't hear out of this side, why ask me to block my other ear? Because I won't be able to hear you. And I'll be telling you a bit more about hearing situations in the next video. So the second question I get asked a lot is, so what happened? Did you lose it when you were born, or were you just born like that? And most of the time I just answer with, I was just born like that. Because I don't even know why I'm like this, but I am happy that I'm like this. I love just having my little ear, and I'm going to be referring to that a lot, but I love having my little ear. Because it makes me me. I've always got something to talk about. People don't know a lot about it, so I can actually educate people on it. Because I'm not afraid to talk about it. I have grown up my entire life thinking I'm different, but it's me. I don't care what people think. Yeah, so I don't really care about talking about it. So if you've got any questions, you can ask, because I will answer them honestly. I'm always going to be honest in these videos. So yeah, I was born like this, if you didn't know. I was born without an ear on this side. It is called my little ear because I still have the bones and things, but they are connected. And if you know anything about the ear, inside the ear there is two little bones. The two little bones in this ear are actually connected. So I have no hearing ability at all. So the next one I always get is, that doesn't affect anything, right? Well, yeah, it does. One, it affects my hearing, because I only have half my hearing. So the story behind that is, if you're talking to me and you're on this side, there is less of a chance of me hearing you. If you're talking to me on this side and behind me, there is pretty much a 90% chance I will not hear you. And if you're talking to me on this side and you're in front of me, I can hear you perfectly fine. I may have to ask you to repeat yourself if it's loud in the room, but if you're one-to-oneing with me, I can easily hear you. So it doesn't really make that big of a difference because I'm used to it, but if you run into someone with my type of problem that has only hearing on one side, just remember to talk in front of them. Because as long as they can see you, they know you're talking to them, and they can actually listen to you instead of when you're like me and you're in a crowded room, you pick up on everyone else's conversations. If you're on this side and someone else is talking to someone else on this side, and you're talking to me in front of me, I'm going to try and concentrate on you as much as I can. But chances are I'm going to pick up a bit of their conversation who's next to me. So I'm going to have to ask you to repeat yourself or come a little bit closer. But that doesn't mean to come right in their face, because that just makes me feel like I want to push you away. If you come right in my face, I feel like you're treating me like a kid. I am not a kid. If you treat me like a kid, I'm just gonna dislike you basically, or tell you to back away. Because I can't stand people getting closer thinking they're helping me when they're not. If I need you to help me, I will ask you to repeat yourself, or to stand a little bit closer to me, or just talk a little bit louder. Or if needs be, I will actually look rude, but I would turn myself away. So my ear is facing you, but my face isn't. This isn't classed as rude for me, but a lot of people class it as rude, because I'm not looking at you whilst you're talking. But if you think about it, when you're talking to someone face on and they have both sides of hearing, the volume goes past them and they can hear on both sides. For me, some of it will go this way, and I will miss that part. So if I turn myself completely, that is just so your voice gets echoed towards me and it'll go straight into my ear so I can hear you properly. I realise I do this a lot. I actually did this to my college teacher once when they were talking to me. I looked like I wasn't even looking at them. I looked like I was looking around the room. But I didn't realise I was doing this, and I don't think my college teacher realised what I was doing. Because he kind of recoiled a bit, but that's kind of normal, until I think he realised what I was doing. Because I was still able to, once he had finished talking, I was still able to look back at him, respond, and then I would slightly turn away to like look over his shoulder slightly. So yeah, that's kind of another thing that it affects. But it also affects my balance. I have horrendous balance. If you tell me to stand on one leg, if everything else in the room is moving, I'm definitely going to fall over. I have to really concentrate. So if you tell me to stand on my leg, that is fine as long as the room is quiet and you don't talk to me after that until I've finished what you've asked me to do. If you tell me to stand on my leg and keep talking to you, I'm going to have a huge problem doing that. But it also affects my balance anyway. If I'm staying still, like doing these videos, you can probably tell I'm moving a bit. But that is to help me with my balance. If I stay still with my feet planted on the ground for too long, I start to rock. Because I'm trying to keep my balance, and that is why my balance is shot. In other words, I have exercises that I practice. It is up to me to do them. Nobody has ever said that you have to practice your balance, but I do them all the time. I have different exercises that help me, and they also like do different things. So like I do a sports course. So in this course you have to do many different things. So I have always asked my teacher if they know different activities to do with my legs, to do with my arms, to do with my stomach, that also involve balance, because then I'm doing one part of my body, but I'm also helping my balancing technique. So yeah, if you have my type of hearing, balancing techniques kind of help, and you can find different ways to do them. The last thing that I'm going to say that it affects is travelling. I am super travel sick. It's horrendous. I am fine if I am sat at the front of the car and I'm not looking down. So if you have your problem like me and you get travel sick and you don't know why, just remember, do not look down. As long as you're looking out or you've got something to distract your brain, you are normally fine, because this is what I found. Because I live in the countryside basically, we have a lot of windy roads. Windy roads is the best thing to avoid if you are like me and you have huge travel sickness problems. Or the best thing to help is the travel sickness tablets. I use them a lot and I pretty much use them every time I travel. In cars I'm not as bad. Planes I don't get travel sick at all. I'm not really sure why. Trains I cannot be facing backwards. I have to be facing forwards and I have to be near a window. If I am not near any of these things, usually I would get to the point where I have to stand up and walk around for a bit, because then I'm doing the moving as well, so it kind of tricks my brain. I also get travel sick on boats. That is the worst one for me. I get seasick really bad unless I've had these tablets or the sea isn't too bad. Because if you've been on a boat, you know. If you are stood on a boat, you rock. And you are told to keep yourself aligned with something. But I have the problem with balance, so that doesn't help, because as soon as something goes, I'm falling over pretty much. But yeah, seasick, I'm still trying to master that one. I'm hopefully going to get over it in the summer because my friend is going to help me. But otherwise, yeah, travel sickness, you kind of have to learn your ways around it. So looking out a window, having music on, singing along to the music, having a conversation with someone, just as long as you remember, do not look down. Do not go on your phone whilst you're travelling. If you do, only go on it for a few minutes. Sometimes even that can even trigger it. If you look down quickly, type a message, look back up, you're normally fine. But if you look down for more than like 2 minutes for me, and I start feeling sick. So I either have to look out, look around the room, distract myself, or I have to put the window down. And if you live in the UK, you know you really do not want to do that during the winter because you'll freeze. So yeah, that's another thing that I get asked a lot if it does affect me, and it does. The other thing another question that I've been asked a lot is if I can get my hearing back on this side. Well, I'm going to touch on this subject slightly, but I'm not going to touch on it completely because it's another video idea, and it's a huge idea that I've got, and it goes on for a while. So that video is going to be quite long. But basically, if you know how hearing works, it's vibrations against your eardrum. So if you put your fingers behind your ears, there is a big bone. If I have something pressed against there, I can hear it. So if I have my big headphones that go on my head, I can put one on this ear and one behind it. Then I can feel the vibrations through this side, so I can slightly learn it. But if I can't hear the music, it's kind of a problem. So yes, to answer the question, yes, I can get my hearing back if I would like to. It requires a few operations because I have to get an operation that puts a bone anchor into my ear. So basically the bone behind your ear, I would have a hearing aid placed into it. So I could connect the hearing aid to it at all times that if I wanted to, but I can remove it, but that does mean I'm going to have an operation in my head. Yes, that scares me. I've been told I can have this operation for about 5 years. I still haven't done it, and I probably never will because I love myself. This is the one topic that gets on my nerves slightly because I don't like the thought of having an operation near my head. Operation on my legs, operation on my arms, operation on my stomach. I don't care. But as soon as it gets to my head, that just triggers something for me. But yes, I can get my hearing back. Because that is going to be only one operation for just having that bone anchor, I have to have about 7 because I don't have the full ear yet. So they're going to have to grow me a new ear, meaning they're going to have to mold an ear, take skin off my stomach to put onto my ear so my body doesn't reject it because it is my own. Then they're going to have to remove this little piece that is connected to my ear and put the other ear on. After they've done that, I've got a lot of waiting periods between each operation. Then they do the bone anchor operation, which goes behind my ear, and then I have to wait again. Go back, have a few more tests, and then I'm good to go. So basically it takes about a year to have this entire thing done and dusted and finished. But that doesn't stop it. If you are like me, you know you have to go to the hospital a lot. You have to go for hearing tests pretty much every year. I have lived at the hospital pretty much all my life, apart from the past 2 years because I stopped going. I didn't want to go anymore. If I have a problem with my ear, yes, I have to go and see the doctor or see someone because I only have one side of my hearing, so that does affect me. But if you are like me and you don't like hospitals, you know you live in them pretty much, going back and forth having these hearing tests. So yes, I can get my hearing back, and yes, I will answer any questions. If you have any questions on this test, or any questions that you would like to ask me, I will answer in a video. Once I've gotten enough questions about this topic, I will do just a Q&A, and I will answer all the questions that I can in that topic. Because I do have a lot of information about it, because I am not afraid to talk about it. I learn about it a lot. I always ask questions to doctors. I always ask questions to anyone that knows a bit more about it. But even my mum doesn't even know half of these things. When me and my mum travel, me and my mum start talking about it and I tell her how I hear. But once again, I'm going to say that's another video. So that is a few questions that I get asked. I hope this video isn't too long and I hope it helped you learn something. So if you have any questions that you would like to ask, or if you have a story about one of your friends that has a hearing, I don't really like calling it a disability, but if they have a hearing problem, maybe refer them to this channel. Maybe refer other friends to this channel so they know what goes on with them, because a lot of people who have hearing problems, they don't know how to talk to you about it because it is a sensitive subject, unless you've grown up talking about it all your life like me. So yeah, put any questions that you've got down below or any stories that you'd like to tell me down below. I will be responding to you guys whenever they pop up. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys!